In attempts to make the garage a little brighter, today we're going to test 4 different lighting systems. Given that this is a YouTube channel and I record my projects frequently, visibility became very important. And this won't be some kind of fancy scientific study covering the details for each lighting system. It's really just going to be an informal test to see how each light makes the room look. And as always, I'll leave a link in the description in case you want to explore some of these options. We have a smart Wi-Fi LED bulb, which also changes colors, a 4-panel LED lighting system that plugs straight into the light socket, a 3-panel LED system that plugs in the same way, and last but not least, an LED shop light. The LED bulb is adjustable, dimmable, and it can change colors via Wi-Fi if that's your thing. Not to mention that it's actually pretty bright considering its size. Since I did mention that I wanted to test these for the sake of recording, I'm going to pretend to be working on things, just so you can see how they light up the room. And this garage does have 2 light sockets, but I only put in one of the bulbs just for the sake of letting it stand alone. Up next, we have the 3-panel light. Here's a quick glance of the workstation, and then of the rest of the room. This option is rated for 9,000 lumens, and the first bulb was only rated for 800. This one is of course a lot brighter, but it does offer less customization. And here I'm pretending to work under the 3-panel light, and this would be the Wi-Fi bulb for comparison. It's not a night and day difference, but I do think there is a difference in clarity. Up next, we have the 4-panel light. Just like the previous light, this is fairly adjustable, and again, it plugs directly into a regular light socket. Now, when comparing this to the 3-panel light, you can definitely see a difference in the brightness. Of course, keep in mind that it shows all of these lights because they're pretty bright, so we're not talking about massive differences, it's more incremental. And here's a quick glance of the room with the 4-panel light. And here it is with the 3-panel light. A little darker, but not much different. Last but not least, we have the shop light. I didn't want to permanently attach it to the ceiling, given that we are testing all these lights out, so I actually put some double-sided tape on it, and it held up temporarily, which is great. After I turned the light on, it was very easy to see that it illuminated the room pretty well. I would say one of my favorite things about this light was the warm tone that it gave the room. I think this difference is most visible in the wood and the complexion of the skin. I didn't want to go based on specs immediately because honestly some of them don't make sense to me. For example, a light that's 800 lumens doesn't really look all that different from one that's rated 10 times as much. Or even the idea of the 4-panel light not being that much brighter than the 3-panel light, despite having 3,000 more lumens. Anyway, I'll leave these specs up here for you to see, and maybe you can base your decision on that. I personally went with the 3-panel light because I felt that it provided a good balance. The 4-panel light was brighter, but I feel like the color was a little more unnatural. I feel like the shop light and the 3-panel light were pretty close, but the 3-panel light is half the cost. If you found this comparison useful, feel free to like and subscribe. And if you feel really strongly about one of the lights, feel free to let me know in the comments.